You know, the United States and India, they're getting closer and closer. But just under the surface, there's this really intense debate raging. And what's at stake here isn't just their relationship, it's India's entire future on the world stage. Today, we're going to unpack that high-stakes choice. So it all really boils down to this one single, crucial question. I mean, as India's economy just keeps growing, as its military might expands, the path it decides to take is going to have these massive ripple effects across the entire globe. We're talking about everything from global trade to military alliances. And look, this isn't some abstract theoretical question for academics to just noodle on. No, this is the very real beating heart of a debate that's consuming foreign policy circles right now. And, funny enough, it was all kicked off by one particularly, let's say, provocative essay. And here it is. The essay is called India's Great Power Delusions, and it was written by Ashley J. Tellis. He's a well-known scholar and a former U.S. official. He published this in Foreign Affairs, and this single piece just ignited a firestorm of debate in both Washington and New Delhi. It really forced everyone to take a hard look at India's grand strategy.
And this, right here, is the fundamental fork in the road. On one side, you have the argument that India absolutely has to, align closely with the U.S. if it wants to counter its biggest rival, China. But on the other side, there's this call for what's known as strategic autonomy. Basically, forging an independent path that avoids becoming dependent on any single country.
Okay, so let's dig into that first argument, the case for alignment. Why does a seasoned observer, like Tellis, believe that siding firmly with Washington is India's only truly logical option?
Well, Tellis makes a really stark case. He says that this whole idea of a multipolar world, one with many different equal great powers, is a dangerous delusion for India. Why? Because he says it ignores the harsh reality that China is India's #1 rival and a much stronger one at that. From his point of view, only the United States can provide the kind of security blanket India needs. So, trying to get friendly with American adversaries? He sees that as a huge gamble that could cost India its most important partner.
Now, you can't make an argument that blunt and not expect some serious pushback, right? And it definitely came. It came from prominent voices in both India and the U.S. who think Tellis has got India's future completely wrong.
And at the very heart of the response is this exact concept: multipolarity. See, for Tellis, it's a delusion. But for his critics, it's the whole point. They see a future where power is more spread out, a world where a country like India isn't forced to pick a side, but can actually act as its own independent pole of influence, balancing all the others.
So you have critics like the former top diplomat Nirupama Rao and the analyst Dhruva Jaishankar, and they're pushing back hard. For them, India's real strength is its independence. They argue that tying India's future to whatever the U.S. wants would mean giving up its unique role in the world, basically turning it into a junior partner whose own interests could end up taking a back seat.
Okay, so why do we care about this back and forth between diplomats and academics? Well, because this isn't just talk. The path India actually chooses is going to have profound, real-world consequences for international security and the global economy. For all of us.
And this chart puts the dilemma in a nutshell. It's a classic high-stakes trade-off. Path 1, you align with the U.S. You get a powerful security shield against China, but you might have to give up some of your independence. Path 2, you go for strategic autonomy. You keep your freedom to act, but you carry this huge risk of having to face a powerful rival all by yourself. Security or sovereignty? There's just no easy answer there.
And make no mistake, whatever decision gets made in New Delhi isn't going to stay in New Delhi. India's choice is going to directly shape the great power rivalry between the U.S. and China, and it could very well define the global balance of power for the rest of this century. So in the end, it all comes down to this. As this rising superpower stands at a historic crossroads, its story is still being written. Will India place its bet on a powerful friend, or is it going to bet on itself? The answer to that is going to shape all of our worlds.